Hi, gorgeous. It's Marina here. I want to talk to you about how you might be feeling right now, especially if you don't really feel like you're yourself, if you feel like it's harder to connect to yourself, to your motivation, to your drive, but mostly to you. Like you might feel like some days you're like an arrow, you're like gung ho. And then there's other days where you're like, I'm just not able to feel like myself. And this is something that this is like a little format change. I know that I have been talking a lot about um, different things over the years, but I I just want to kind of have more of a casual chat to you. So I feel a bit nervous about doing it this way because it feels like the real me in a way rather than the teaching me. And if we like it, if I like it, I'll keep going with it. I'll see how I feel. I think I'm going to like it. Those of you that are on my podcast, I mean, you already know but this is different for me on YouTube. Anyway, I'm doing this because I feel like if you're a light worker or one of the chosen ones, and I think, you know if you're a chosen one because you've chosen to really lift this planet up. And I think there's millions of us. If you're a chosen one, I think that you might be feeling quite lonely right now, not very much like yourself, this feeling of almost you're waiting for something and unmotivated, like you can't really go for it unless you're kind of high on caffeine or cacao or matcha or whatever. And you kind of want to go slow and you want to have more rest and you want to have more like yummy, sumptuous, gorgeous time, enjoying the fruits of this planet. And you might be thinking, well, fuck. In my business, I feel like I'm pivoting in my business. I feel like a lot of stuff I don't want anymore. It can feel like this whole kind of shift is happening for a lot of you. So if this is you, just let me know below because it's actually I think it's super helpful to know that you're not alone. And I've been feeling it too, right? I've been feeling it too, which is why I am also doing this video because I feel like there's a lot of people, and I know from my own clients, a lot of my clients are definitely feeling this way. So that's why I thought I'd put this out so that you know you're not alone. Because I think often we can feel like we're alone. And specifically, if you've walked away from a lot of one-sided relationships where it was all about them but not about you, you might have really spent the last few years just withdrawing from everybody and everything, like in a lovely way, fuck yous, I'm not massively interested. Love ya, but also fuck yous, I'm not there. Thanks so much. And it's like, well, you're doing you, you've done you. But now you're like, well, I want to put myself out into the world. But how do you do that if you don't really feel like you? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't really feel like you, how can you really put yourself out in the world? And so you're waiting. You're waiting. You're kind of like, well, I just feel like I should just wait a little bit. But the thing is, you still don't feel like you. How long is this going to take? Here's what I think. There's two timelines that I see right now. There's the organic timeline and the inorganic timeline. And on the organic timeline is anything that is from the natural world, very human, and you. And on the inorganic timeline is where lots of other things sit, including AI. Caveat, AI is great for certain things. However, in my mind, and this is just my opinion, this is where it sits. If you are scrolling too much on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, fill in the blank, and you are taking in people's posts that have been written by AI, you are taking in too much of the inorganic timeline into your body. That inorganic timeline, let's talk about it. Does it have feelings? Does it have, you know, a brain? Does it have a heart? Does it have empathy? Does it have that very kind of human way about it? No, it doesn't. It's artificial. That's in the name, artificial intelligence. So to me, the human intelligence, what makes you human is your emotions, right? Hugely your emotions, how you love, how you feel, all of it, and your connection to source, and your connection to your higher self, and your connection to the Akashic records, the halls of Amenti, your spirit team, the cosmos, the earth, Mother Earth, any and all of it, right? How you feel when you're with a flower, how you feel in a forest, how you feel on the beach. When you are when you are reflected back to you by the outside world, you feel more like you. When an artificial version of you is being reflected back to you from the outside world, you're going to feel less like you. And you might feel discombobulated, and you might feel like it's really hard to actually feel like yourself. And that's because you're not feeling yourself. You're feeling an artificial version of yourself. So this isn't a criticism of anything that's AI. I think AI is going to be very useful for things and is very useful for things. But at the same time, for me personally, if I use it too much, I lose myself. And I'll be fucked if I'm losing myself. I'll tell you now, I lost myself in so many relationships in the past. I'm not doing that anymore. Been there, done that, tick, not going to do it again. Thanks so much. And so I noticed for me that that artificial intelligence is potentially for some people is already replacing, is an artificial version, shall we say, of their higher self, of their causa menti, of the Akashic record, of source. It's even called, some of it's called source, right? It's an artificial version, and a lot of people are pulling from it instead of pulling from their own. And again, that's how we can lose ourselves. And when you pull too much from it, what are you pulling? You're pulling thought that's already been out there. You're pulling from things that have already been created. What I'm interested in, and when I feel most alive, is creating from stuff that comes directly from source, directly from my higher self, directly from me, my future self, to me. Some of that's going to contain stuff that's already out there, but it will have my flavor on it, my energy on it. And some of it will be new because it hasn't been created yet. And so, to those people that say there's nothing new on the planet anymore, nothing new is being created, I would say that's a consciousness level that you're sitting at. If you're sitting at your true consciousness level, you'll know that everything new is coming in all the time. We've got new light coming in, new energy coming in, new forms of new levels of consciousness coming in, and with that, the new creation comes in. If I don't feel like me, I can't create. I'm going to put it to you that if you haven't felt like yourself lately, it's because you're not feeling yourself. You're not feeling anything that resembles yourself. You're feeling a lot of artificial versions of yourself. And it could be said that the old you that could just scroll social media and still feel a bit like, I've lost myself, right? Too much, too much, too much. It's having a very different effect on you right now because we didn't have AI back then. We've got it now. And so it's just noticing how you feel in your body. So for me, what makes me feel more like me is any energetic frequency that holds myself, my same energy as me. And that's going to be stuff that is either has, love is the main part of it, sunshiny joy. It's rooted in human and animal and like plants and energetic energy. So all this really for you is just noticing for you what's making you not feel like you anymore, and just notice, because I'm going to put it to you that if you were surrounded right now by a bunch of really good people who were very human, they hadn't cut off from their emotions yet, you would actually feel seen and heard, and you would actually feel more like you. And so that's the thing. One of the quickest ways to get yourself to feel more like yourself again is surround yourself in nature, surround yourself with really good people. You might not have any people around you right now. It could be an animal. It could even be like my flowers, like just touching plants or flowers, or you walking out, just put your hand on a tree. But also emotion, right? If you don't feel like you, maybe you've read all these sentences that have been created with the inorganic timeline. And those sentences, no matter how clean they are, no matter how refined they are, if I can't feel you in what you're writing, no matter how kind of efficient it is, I kind of feel dead inside. I think there are some people that really understand how to use AI very well, and they do it in a way that you can feel them in it. Great. For me personally, I feel like I can still sense it. I can't, for me, I can't do too much of it. And again, I'm not knocking it at all. This is what's right for me. And the more I feel into it, the more I'm going on that organic timeline. That feels really correct for me. And I think that if you feel into it for you, feeling your emotions, feeling happy, feeling sad, feeling your anger, feeling any and all emotions, there's nothing else mechanical on this planet that has emotions. Nothing, right? So you're going to feel more like you. You're going to feel more like you again. And I want to talk a little bit about loneliness too. I think that there are a lot of you out there who are feeling the same way. I know because I talk to quite a lot of you. And you found it hard to make friends and be with people that feel like you. One of the things that I've been doing that I've noticed is the more connected I feel to me and the more connected I am to my higher self, the less lonely I feel because I understand that at my core, I'm not alone. I am actually deeply connected. It's only when I lose connection to myself and to that connection that I feel really alone. And I'm not talking about, oh, we don't need people. We do. I think we need touch, we need love, we need to be seen, we need to be heard, we need to be witnessed, right? We need to be like cuddled, like all the things. And at the same time, the more I connect cosmically to my guides, to God, to anything that makes me really anything that's connecting me to something that's beyond me and to myself and to love, that's it. I feel much more like me. And I feel much more like me. A, I can create because I'm creating from me. And B, I don't need people so much, right? I don't need people so much. So again, getting that connection within yourself, especially if you feel like you're fragmenting and you're unraveling, is key. Because I think that there are a lot of things right now that are beckoning our attention away from ourselves, that are offering themselves up as more efficient, quicker, easier. There can be a feeling of if I don't do it, I'm not going to keep up. And I don't know about you, I've been turned off from so much that I'm seeing out there at the moment. The immediate hook, the immediate grab, you're doing it wrong, this is the right way of doing something. Any and all of it, it just doesn't make me feel nice. And if I don't feel really joyous, if I don't feel really nice, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in buying from you. I'm not interested in learning more from you. It's not what I want more of. What I want more of is actually anything that makes me feel like me, because my energy is my antidote. My energy is my healing balm. My energy is what strengthens me. And it's where I get my wisdom from. It's where I get my understanding from. It's where I can really create from. So if you're feeling lonely, you're not on your own. You're not going mad. I do think there's less and less energy we're able to pull from the outside world. I remember very much being able to go into the outside world and getting it really energized from people and places that I go to and all of that stuff. But the last few years hasn't been that. And so the world for me is about really getting it from the inside and being with people that feel like me, right? They reflect back my level of empathy and love and joy and forgiveness and all the yummy human things. That's when I feel more like me. And if I delve too much into the other stuff, I get hardened towards myself. And it's easy then to forget why you're here as well, right? You can really lose touch with your I was gonna say North Node because I do astrology. I'm not talking about any of that now. But you can really lose touch with why you're here, right? Your life's purpose is what I want to say. I'm also going to say that I'm creating a Telegram group and I'm gonna launch it in the next couple of weeks, God willing. And it might be something that you're interested in. It's going to be a paid group, I will say that, but it's going to be my downloads like this. You're going to get them much more regularly. And the aim is for you to connect much more powerfully to yourself so you don't lose yourself. So you don't lose yourself throughout the day so that you hear your own intuition really clearly, so that you take action on it. I want as many of us rising as quickly as possible into where we're meant to be. And being isolated doesn't work. Being taken out of your own frequency doesn't work. And really having nowhere that feels like you doesn't work. And so this will be for only people that really feel like they resonate with my energy. And if you've been in my world before, you know that when we have a community, it's very real. We're not into bullshit. We're not into hiding. We're not into pretending everything's light and love. We understand there's got to be a little bit of fuck you in there as well. And my aim is for each person that's in it to feel stronger and more like themselves when they're in it, so that you can go out and be fully you in the outside world, because that's what the world needs. It doesn't need more pretending. It doesn't need more fakeness. There's so much fucking fakeness out there. Like, for me personally, if I'm on social media, the minute I read a post that I can see is very clearly written artificially, I'm out. Even if it's something I'm really interested in, I can't read it. Even if it's well written, if I can't feel you, I can't read it. I think there are some people that are using it very, very well. But even then, there's only so much I can deal with. And again, that's just me. Anyway, all that to say, I'll put a link below. You can come join my newsletters, because for the first bit that I open this up, it's going to be it's going to be a grandfathered rate. So that those of you that come in and form the foundation will have a foundational rate, which will be a special rate. And it's not going to be a huge amount, but it's just going to be really, really good. And I'm creating this because I feel like I need this. I want to be surrounded by women that feel like me. Because I know that when I have that energy reflected back to me, I can do so much more. And so that's what I am creating. Yeah, I'm going to be doing more videos like this as well. I just feel like I want to chat to you more. So be more of this. And also there's my podcast. So if you already know me, if you don't, I'll put the podcast link below. You can, just hear me chat to you if this is your bag and you feel that it's really supporting you and loving you right now. You're very welcome to listen in. I love you loads. We're going to be more than all right. And I just feel that when we link arms, we can walk forward together in a much more joyful way as well. Like, fuck, I just want fun. I want my power. I want my strength. I want to be enjoying this time on the planet. No matter what's going on the outside, we can independently rise up together. Love you loads. Thanks for listening in. Let me know how you feel below as well. Super helpful. Bye.